Hi, Belinda and Amira. It's good to see you both today. So we're just here to talk about how you found the English Excellence Program over the last 12 weeks. So Amira, can you just start by telling us a little bit about how you were doing in English a few months ago before you joined our course?
So a few months ago, before I even knew about the course, and I sat my English assessments, I was getting grades like 15 out of 30, 17 out of 30, which was around a 5 minus. After joining the course, when I was like 3 or 4 weeks and I had my mock assessments, I had noticed that my grades drastically improved. I was now getting 29 out of 30, 24 out of 30 was my lowest. And I moved from a 5 minus to a 9C in English literature.
Wow, and that was in only 4 weeks.
Yes.
That's incredible. So back then, when you were getting a 5 minus, what were you finding difficult?
I was finding it very difficult to like structure and expand upon my arguments. So how they affected an audience, um, the writer's like intentions. It was quite hard for me to develop my arguments around that.
So it's hard to develop your arguments around these different areas, right? And how did you feel about that situation?
Um, at first, I was quite stuck because my teacher was like, "Oh, you're gonna need to read more. Oh, look at these exemplar essays," and I'm just looking at them, and I'm like, I don't really know how to actively implement those techniques into my own writing because there was no interactive way of, telling me how to improve.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. How did you feel about that back then, Belinda?
I definitely had feedback, but it wasn't clear from the teachers. So they were like, oh, Amira can do a lot better. She's not doing her full potential. But when I look at her writing style, I mean, her grammar was great, her expressive language was great. So there was something missing that I wasn't quite aware of, but they were not clear with what was missing. And I believe that eventually Amira said that it was a structure that she was struggling with. So sometimes she would write too much, or sometimes not enough, or sometimes out of point, or she's run out of time because there's a lot to say. So I think those were the areas that she's targeted that needed the improvement, but she wasn't getting that input at school.
Okay.
So we definitely saw that when she joined the 6 to 9, it kind of started getting into a more structured. She's managed to complete things within a set time, and her scores were pretty good, I would say. I watched the Loom feedbacks and really, they were really good depth feedbacks about areas of improvement, which I think Amira kind of really took on board. So yeah,
Okay.
very happy, definitely.
Great. So what did you find most helpful in the program, Amira?
I would say the way which the lessons are structured. So the first lesson at like the beginning of the week, we would talk. We would be like introduced to what we were studying. So if it was like a language paper 2, for example, we would go over like the structures and the way to answer the questions and specific points which we had to hit in the mark scheme and how to do that. And then the next lesson we would like practice writing that out, and I think that was quite beneficial for me.
Just practicing those specific methods needed in the mark scheme. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got to that 9C, how did you feel?
I was pretty shocked. It was definitely, I felt proud of myself because I went from being like mid bottomish of the class to like the highest score of my year.
Wow.
Incredible.
That
was really great.
Okay. So now that you've reached that 9, what are you going to do next? How is that going to help you in the future if you're at that grade 9?
I have definitely made up my mind to study English at A level.
Okay.
And when I like progress onto like uni, the courses which I will study, I'll be able to like analyze and reach out to different audiences better. And even in like general life and like the workplace, I'll be able to argue my point better if I had those skills that I, maintain to reach a 9.
That's brilliant. Okay, Belinda, how did you feel about the progress Amira has made and the results that she's got?
Astounding and astounded. I should say that when we had a recent parents' evening, it was in November. By then, Amira had already kind of started off on the program, and we had a meeting in end of November, early December, and the teacher had actually used Amira's assessment paper as a model answer to teach the class, and that was wow. You know, teachers don't generally do that with Amira's paper. It's just one of many that's put into a pile. So yeah, definitely I've seen her motivation increase, and the fact that, you know, she was now kind of taking a lead in her skills, that was really impressive, definitely.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I'm so glad that we've been able to help you achieve that, Amira, and give you that confidence in the future. Is there anything else that you would say? Actually, one thing I wanted to ask you, Amira, obviously the program is based on a group method. So you're in a group with sometimes 10, 15 other students working together. How did you find that?
I mean, at first it was kind of nerve-wracking for me to like share my ideas and interact on like a group level, because I was worried, oh, what would they think and stuff like that. But I realized we're kind of all in the same boat, and everyone had like really good ideas to share. So I would like magpie some of those ideas and use it in my own writing.
Okay. So do you think being in a group like that actually helps you more?
Definitely, yes. It increases your confidence and the amount of ideas which you can like gather up and use in your own writing will help other people use in their writing.
Wow.
Good.
That's brilliant. Okay. Well, is there anything else that either of you would say to students or parents who are thinking of doing the program, but they're not sure?
I would say go for it. There are so many benefits to it. Being in a group, you get to talk to other people, you know, your age, who are facing a similar experience as you. They want to improve. There's always like a motivational mindset. The people who run the group, they're very open, very depth with feedback. You know, there isn't like a point which they miss. They don't give vague feedback like, oh, do better. Oh, read more books. It's always, oh, you could analyze the writer's intention by doing this. Follow this exact structure. Yeah,
okay.
That's definitely beneficial, having that depth feedback, because generally, like you said, teachers don't have that time to say, you know, it's always general, oh, you did great, or this needs improvement, but it's never what specifically needs improvement. So I think the group was a really, really good group. Everyone was aspiring, and that's what Amira says, you know, she really enjoyed the sessions, that there was no one that was causing disruption because everyone had that intention to improve themselves. So it was good. I would definitely recommend go for a group session.
All right. Well, it's been great to catch up with you both. And once again, you know, congratulations, Amira, on making that progress, reaching that grade 9. Huge well done, and speak to you.
Thank you.